Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, archangels and ascended masters, for the perfect guidance, perfect clarity, and perfect peace that's here for each of us right now. Thank you to the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We'll continue with the prayer in a moment. Everyone has lights, everyone has headlights. So if we could just breathe in to everyone has light, everyone is lit, everyone is seen and heard. And if we could, the image with that is if we were um, the idea of like we're driving in the dark and some people don't have headlights, so we can't see them. Let's let that idea of randomness go. Let's just notice that everyone is seen, everyone is illuminated. You're aware of others. You're aware of your own autonomy, your own safety. And if we could also be aware of the potency of being right where we are right now, the potency of our words, the potency of the angel's help, and our own willingness to allow change, to witness change, be part of change, including change through healing. So let's notice right now that we are seen and heard, and that those that we're concerned about are also seen and heard, and that everyone has light. That light exists in all spaces. And we're very simply going to allow there to be more light, more illumination. And thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, archangels and ascended masters, for the perfect grace, perfect clarity, and perfect peace that's here for each of us right now. Thank you to the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for this opportunity for perfect clarity, perfect illumination, and perfect healing. So if we could just breathe in, and if we could notice the perfect balance present within us, and that we don't need to display that balance by like having a teacup balance on our heads, that our balance is innate, it is instinctive, it is part of ourselves. And if we could feel um, Archangel Michael with loving clarity and loving joy, acknowledging your innate balance and him adding to that balance and perhaps elongating that balance. So we release any feeling of teetering on the edge of something, the edge of greatness, the edge of not feeling great. If we could just notice that our foundation, our platforms are quite expansive, quite big. And so if we could release anything that feels perilous, anything that feels like it could go either way, let's very simply feel Archangel Michael creating a really strong, really solid, really nurturing foundation for each of us right now. And notice him also extending that foundation to our loved ones, be they children, parents, grandparents, siblings, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, friends, beloved animals, our loved ones, and friends and animals who are passed away. We just see everything extending to a space of wonderful balance, wonderful clarity, and wonderful peace. And we'll allow the winds of hope to blow and to blow perfectly. So, if we could feel ourselves in the most positive way, only positive ways, being like a magnet for good, and just letting good come to us. And if we could let Archangel Michael, if there were a like little alarm clock on the table, let's let him put it behind you. And let's just let time not be part of the equation, which affords us the opportunity to recognize immediacy, including the immediacy of good, the immediacy of love, the immediacy of help and health here right now. Wonderful. And if we could look in Archangel Michael's eyes, whether you feel that, see that, hear that, or know that, let's let Archangel Michael represent all angels right now, have all that divine skill right now. If we could just breathe in and notice Archangel Michael looking directly at you, he could be with each of us at once. And if we could notice Archangel Michael acknowledging, communicating to you that he's heard you, that he sees you, and that he's here to help. And if we could just take in a breath to engage with our free will just for a moment, and if we could say out loud, thank you, Archangel Michael, for being with me. I willingly and totally receive your help right now. I acknowledge my own fear. I acknowledge anything that I might feel concerned about. I hand those concerns to you. Thank you for your loving help. Wonderful. If we could take in a breath, and if we could very simply receive perfect care right now, whatever that care is like, let's just breathe in and allow that to happen. Receiving perfect care, unconditional love, unconditional care, unconditional healing, unconditional presence, unconditional hope. We'll just notice that goodness being present right now. And a flurry of good happening. So, if we could notice with the flurry of good that there is a foundational solidity present that we could reside on, as Michael mentioned earlier. And if we could notice the things that are in the air being in the air with purpose. So, if we could notice miracles, wellness, peace of mind floating around you and coming into your sphere, into your cells, the flurry of hope, the flurry of goodness, perhaps getting your attention. If we could notice that things are in action. So if we could notice the opposite, your experience now being the opposite of a dark alley, it is an illuminated open space, and the illuminated open space that you sit in right now. That good is here for you right now. So if we could just breathe in, and we'll just notice that, we'll accept that, and we'll participate in that. And if we could just hear, and I'll voice it, Archangel Michael just gently saying to you, let me do all the work. And let's let Archangel Michael do all the work. We'll notice in our soothing angel spa that will emphasize the soothing, we'll emphasize the angel, and emphasize the spa. So we'll just breathe in. Let's just notice any effort, being relaxed. We'll notice the channels of receptivity opening. And we'll experience those channels of receptivity by breathing in like it's our very first breath. And with everything established, Archangel Michael's presence, free will being expressed, a solid foundation, a flurry of hope, We'll just very simply allow ourselves to let everything slow down and to very simply just receive. If we can notice Archangel Michael's loving eyes on you, his loving presence near you, his loving heart embracing you, his healing touch helping. We'll notice your body having an independent experience, perhaps different than your consciousness. We'll just notice your body, as our bodies do in the presence of the angels, having a great joyful response, relaxing and receiving instantaneously. We'll very simply allow our consciousness to follow suit, to recognize there's nothing to figure out right now. It's safe for us to relax, to receive, to heal. Everything is already here. We're here, you're here, Michael's here, in this held space that we are all familiar with. And we get to relax into this space. And we could perhaps recognize any concern we have. What about, how's this gonna, let's just notice any concern, especially about others. Let's just very simply hand that over to Archangel Michael. And what it might be like to hand that over is to let him very simply have access to any concern you have and let him take it from you. And this archangel knows what to do. So we'll just breathe into all this good and we'll let everything relax, including the muscles in your shoulders and neck. We'll let everything elongate, your brain waves, your nerves, your nervous system. We'll notice elongation of your experience of love and hope, and elongation of the peace that you experience in this moment. A great sense of joy. We'll notice any sense of duty that we might hold or feel or even take pride in. Let's just hand over all duty right now to Archangel Michael. He could be on duty doing everything that he loves, which is engaging with us, helping us, caring for us. And we could be off duty. And we'll notice great good happening in this moment right now. Wonderful. And if we could notice and perhaps feel more than anything and feel heart to heart Archangel Michael's enthusiasm for you in this moment, his enthusiasm. And with his enthusiasm, if we could just take in a breath, and whatever it might feel like, to align our physicality to receive even more from him. Be that rolling a neck, be that rolling your shoulders, be that lifting your arms for a moment, whatever it is, let's just have that physical adjustment and allowing our connection with Archangel Michael to be re-engaged with afresh. We are here, he is here, work is happening. All the bases are covered. Our roles are defined. He's the Archangel. We'll be the people. We'll let the Archangel help the people. And we will lovingly receive. Let's breathe in and tap into the master works on the planet, Yosemite, the Pacific Ocean, mountains, mountain ranges, trees that you know, eagles, hummingbirds, beautiful places. We'll notice the masterworks of art that you love, be they paintings, books, poems, novels, films, plays, albums, tapestry. We'll notice the energy of those masterworks being present right now in the relationship between Archangel Michael and you. Masterful love, masterful healing, masterful grace, masterful connection. And if we could notice, your body knows exactly what to do, your cells know exactly what to do. So we could set all confusion aside, all conversation around worth and deserving aside. If we could just breathe in, we'll just be present with this loving angel who adores you and is here with you and is helping. And we'll allow this moment to be a master work of healing and love. That we could perhaps feel almost giddy with joy and receptivity, reveling in the connection that is here, letting the help help. And perhaps the memory of seeing something memorable, like seeing a dolphin jump or a perfect sunset or a beautiful city like Paris, miraculous rain at the perfect time. Just notice whatever sparks that feeling of incredible miracles, incredible joy. Let's let that very simple feeling come forward right now with this connection with Archangel Michael, with all the good that is present right now. And lovingly recognizing what's here in this moment and noticing what we can add, which is faith in ourselves, a great sense of trust in this experience, feeling filled up like at a gas station, feeling satisfied, feeling wonderfully seen, wonderfully held, wonderfully embraced, knowing that good is here, trusting your touch, trusting your thoughts, trusting your connection with angels like Archangel Michael, trusting the good that is here. And trusting that we could drop out of convention and allow unconditional love to be the way in this moment. And if we could notice, it's a very subtle energy here. If we could notice forgiveness already fully existing in yourselves, and rather than feeling you have to generate forgiveness or say words, let's just notice forgiveness already being present. And if we could notice perhaps um, with the power of our attention, just noticing the forgiveness in the cells in the left side of your body, connecting with the forgiveness in the cells in the right part of your body, and your entire being filled with forgiveness. Forgiveness for the self, for yourself, for others, for the world, forgiving God, and just allowing a wonderful, lovely experience of forgiveness to be present, to be here, to be celebrated, and great things happening. So we'll just breathe into all that. And we'll just take note of the good that is present, the healing that is happening and has happened, the fullness of this connection with you and Archangel Michael. It's very simply just notice that filling the space that you're in. So let's breathe in that healthy air, that wonderfully, unconditionally loving, infused air. So just breathe into that. We'll notice that the perfect help has happened. The perfect help works. So we'll just breathe in and we'll relax into greater love and greater peace. Wonderful. And perhaps on a cellular level, a soul level, a spirit self level, if we could just let Archangel Michael show you how solid your foundation is, how huge and expansive and wide your foundation is, and what is inherently present in your solid foundation, your divine inheritance of health and goodness, your divine inheritance of abundance and peace of mind, your divine inheritance of divine connection, intuition, and harmony. We'll just notice, perhaps on a subtle level, soul level, the cellular level, the foundation is solid. And if we could notice, this is also a subtle energy, all the conversations in the world around care, all the conversations around deeper understanding in generational seeming differences, awareness of different generations, the awareness of what actually helps, all the conversations around support, expansion, service, help, all the prayers said, which are incalculable in terms of their number, a lot of prayer. Just notice all these things happening to make things better. That with the depth of how much you care about your loved ones, your family, and the planet, that we are very simply not the only ones, and there's potency in the numbers, and the power of those loving prayers, and the conversations between people, the conversations between people and Mother, Father, God, and angels, and guides, and goddesses, and loved ones. We'll just notice there's a lot of conversation. And we could just feel that as part of the foundation that we are not doing this alone, that there is help, there is care, there is consideration, and you are part of that care and consideration, that you are cared for and considered, that we are all included in all the good, abundance, and prosperity in the universe. We are all included in all the grace and good that is present. And with great gratitude, we acknowledge this, we circulate this energy also. We allow ourselves to relax into a great peace. And with a sense of certainty and knowingness, we know that everything is okay. We know that the highest good is here. We celebrate a renaissance, a newness, a freshness in our experience of ourselves. That we can trust our new directions, we can trust the shifts and changes in our lives. We'll recognize that we're at nearly 2 years of pervasive change in our lives, patterns interrupted, and that we're doing a fantastic job negotiating this newness. We also have a huge say in influencing what happens, and we indeed allow the highest possible good to be present right now, for great things to happen, and for goodness to prevail in our own lives, goodness to prevail in the new patterns that we have established. Archangel Michael is pointing out, prevail, not fail, that we're here to prevail. Don't need to worry about fail. That we're all doing our absolute best. And we could see the overall, there's one thing that has happened in the past 2 years. It is the angels' request that we lean on them even more, and we're doing that right now. So if we could just breathe in and feel that we are right on time, in the right place at the right time. This wonderful activity we're doing now, and for folks who will listen to this later on, we'll feel the perpetual now. We'll notice that good is here and good extends. The good part's not done. So we'll just breathe into all that has been expressed, all that's been shared, all this guidance, all these perspectives, all the peace that is here. And we'll say some words out loud. We could just breathe in. We could lovingly say out loud, I'm willing to experience more good. I am cared for and considered. I care for and consider others. I'm so grateful to live in a world full of considerate care. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for your help and for your love. I am right on time. I recognize the good and I circulate the good. I am filled up with love and I am fulfilled with love. Thank you. And thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, archangels and ascended masters, for all this grace, all this good, all this peace, and all this love that is here right now. As we celebrate life, with celebrating life, we recognize that it's okay for us to receive. It's okay for things to be relaxed. It's okay for things to elongate. We celebrate our solid foundation and great good happening. We celebrate the care of Archangel Michael and our being right here, right now. We're so grateful for all the prayers on this planet, all the prayers in the universe, and that prayers are being said, miracles are present, and that prayers are answered. And with generosity, peace, and ease, we're so grateful for this moment, and we ask for this or something better right now in all directions of time. And so it is.